Alright, fellers. New Dean of Doom just dropped. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. It's Machete! Now, I have a question. Never heard of this WOD in my life. What the hell is this? Is Danny Trejo gonna show up in this? Is that the idea? Are we Danny Trejo? Are we Doom Guy Trejo? What's the idea here? Mount Pain 27 is giving me consent to make this video. If you've not seen the original, please close this video, go to his channel, go give him your first view, and come back and we'll watch this together. Today's food item of choice is chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream with chocolate syrup, because I very clearly know how to take care of myself as an adult. Let's begin. That's not a machete, that's a BFG.
Hello there, I'm Mount Pain 27 and this is Dean of Doom, the show where we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom WODs. Why? Because ranking things is fun. Today's episode will be dedicated to Machete, a Boom-compatible Megawad released in 2023 by A2 Rob. If you're familiar with NaNoWriMo, short for National Novel Writing Month, there's a Doom equivalent called NaNoWriMo, an annual October event intended to catalyze creation of WODs, specifically Megawads. Machete was born during NaNoWriMo 2022, filled out and polished by year's end, and shipped in January, making its gestation period significantly shorter than Rob's other solo projects despite containing more levels.
Okay.
Prior to this release, A2 Rob was best known for his Running Late series, whose second entry nabbed a McKeck Award in 2020. A loyal disciple of Eric Alm and Vanguard-era Skillsaw, A2 Rob bases his ricocheting combat and economical layouts on the works of his great mentors, but he's patented a slick, urban industrial aesthetic all his own, peddles puns with the best of them, and occasionally infuses his maps with dry visual humor. Running Late 2 is more ornate, but Machete's loose, improvisational gameplay and rapid-fire delivery attract me more, seeing as it's Scythe's 20th
This video's for Speed of Doom,
the
I
time
think.
seems right to Dean of Doom it. So here's how the show works.
Alright.
Every map gets one grade for quality and one for
Never heard of this WOD in my life.
Quality grades go from A to F. Grade A levels are fun, memorable, visually distinctive, creative, and a fair challenge. We grade difficulty from X to E. X for extreme, E for easy, A through D in between. Keep in mind, my idea of a great map is probably not the same as yours, but that's okay. Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all. At the end of the day, this show is about spreading the joy of Doom.
This ice cream
So
is
let's do
cold.
so. Before we start, the rules are we play on ultra-violence, or in this case, hard, and must pistol
Oh,
start
alright.
each level. I need to play the WOD twice before reviewing it, saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exceptions when it's just not worth it. I play on Z-Doom, and today's compatibility is Boom. Now to the WOD. Map 1. Forward Expired. Like Scythe's opener, Forward Expired is built out of brick and best experience to top speed, but A2 Rob has no love for the pistol or chainsaw. Thank God. There's a secret chain gun behind this wall if you really want to make the demons look bad, and if you need a bit of friendly encouragement, use the red key pedestal to hop outside. This is a solid opener and a superb recycling of Hell Revealed 2's Kingly Map 1 MIDI. Grade B, difficulty E. Map
Kingly
2,
is right.
Knuckle Sandwich.
Berserk.
Expect plenty of parallels to Scythe in this episode. Knuckle Sandwich is a lenient Tyson map with high replay value. This is my third time through, so I'm trying to be extra aggressive. Those in the know can take this backdoor teleporter to a soul sphere and bushwhack the red keycard party, and if you've boxed well enough, you should have plenty of shells to polish off whatever you're afraid to get intimate with. This map is instant offense and gets better every time I play it. Grade A, difficulty D-. Map 3, Lead Poisoning, in which A2 Rob gives chain gunners a giant smooch. I've played this map before, so I get to benefit from the early secret blur sphere, but if you're not in the Machete fan club, Lead Poisoning starts off nasty. Corner cover is abundant, but the interconnectedness also favors the sneakier mouth breathers. Keep your head on a swivel. Ironically, the only fight that doesn't really work is the last one, which collapses into a huge ambush that you can just jog away from without a scratch. My disappointment is minuscule, and my day is just fine. Grade A-, D+.
Good reference.
4, Funko Pop Storage Unit.
Alright.
It all started when a life-size Doom Guy Funko Pop came to life, broke out of its box, and started killing everybody. This map's title
like Toy
is
Story.
the most vivid thing about it. A2 Rob riffs on two famous warehouse maps, Vanguard's Cratastrophe and Scythe Map 4, tuning the difficulty closer to the second one. The ambushes are low-powered and pretty clearly telegraphed, and the secret backpack lets you lug around enough bullets to suppress anything the demons throw at you. It wouldn't be an A2 Rob WOD without at least one instance of Cratophilia, but this map is otherwise pretty transitional. Grade B, difficulty D-. Map 5, Gantlet.
Oh my God!
I once claimed that Doom 2's The Gantlet was about as memorable as doing the dishes, but that was dumb, because one immediately recognizes its influence on A2 Rob's Gantlet. The modernized chain gun reservoir will tear you to
Oh my
pieces
God, I
if
love
you
this
stand
bit. I love this bit so much. Finally, dude, it's come full circle. Oh my god. I need this bit back from the beginning. Hold on. I wasn't ready. Hold on.
Ophelia, but this map is otherwise pretty.
Honestly, if there was ever a map called Gauntlet, I was seriously expecting you to go the inverse and just pronounce it Gauntlet.
Transitional. Grade B. Difficulty D-. Map 5. Gantlet!
It's your time!
Fans claimed that Doom 2's The Gantlet was about as memorable as doing the dishes. But that was dumb, because one immediately recognizes its...
Oh, and by the way, as somebody who worked as a dishwasher for 3 years, doing the dishes, pretty memorable.
Influence on A2 Rob's Gantlet. The modernized chain gunner reservoir will tear you to pieces if you stand there and take it, but the closing Imp and Pinky Gantlet is food for your super shot.
Okay, that scared me.
That Gantlet expedites your cleanup of these Imp snipers with barrels and crushers. They're exemplary countermeasures against monster window dressing. This episode was worth making just for all the times I got to say Gantlet. The rest is gravy. Grade B+, difficulty D.
Good,
Map
excellent.
6, hydraulic mating press. I think the word you're looking for is crusher. Hydraulic mating press goes through the motions in the first half, lining up low-tiered...
Fucking hydraulic mating press caught me off guard. Let me get some of that action.
On turf and popping chain gunners out of monster closets, but the red key unlocks an ominously empty pit just in time for Nito's guitar solo. This is Machete's first bolt of real panic, and it totally hooked me. Taking a smush under the fast-cycling juicer is more survivable than a goat group hug, so wade between the outpouring knights and don't get too comfortable. Every time I think I'm safe to wait out the flattening, still more Hell Knights come knocking at my cubby door. The mastermind at the exit is only slightly less of a prop than Doom 2 Map 6's mascot. Save your ammo, shoot the switches, and wait for the big crunch. Hydraulic mating press crushes it. Grade
I get it. Good joke.
Map 7, Red Hot Reception. An unrepentant Dead Simple clone, and about as good as they get, Red Hot Reception sets the stage with a grim sight. Behold, the price of Hell's high delinquency rates. There are also a couple of dead Marines in here, but that don't confront Machete Guy much.
Those scum-ridden sacks of shit didn't even have the empathy to honorably discharge me. I was just told to shut up and get out. I bet they'd rather see me dead than holding a place in the Marines again. I don't need help. I just need to wipe out the rest of these terrors and get rid of that awful noise.
Incipient insanity notwithstanding, Machete Guy is the perfect man for the job. The Mancubus round can be reliably defused
like the Doom
by
Slayer.
killing the Fatzos in the corners to free up cover, but the Arachnotrons brought friends. Pretty smart, but then they are brains on stilts. A2 Rob gives you a glut of rockets and a secret plasma rifle with a handy hidey hole, so keep the trigger held down and enjoy the screams. Red Hot Reception's marriage of explosions and prosaic human things is a happy one. The set dressing compounds its entertainment value and gives you something to grab onto. Grade A-, difficulty C-. Map 8, Dirty Pits. Starting out in a bronze corridor lined with...
Always shower. That's it, continue.
snipers and mounted Manx, Dirty Pits sets up a few tasty skirmishes for keycards and weapons before dunking you in a filthy silo where Machete's first cyber demon resides. There are no rad suits down here, so try to limit the number of trips you take through Browntown. A bonus pack of skeletons spawns when you grab a yellow key. That gave me a bit of a scare after I retired Psy prematurely. Dirty Pits benefits from the staccato suspense of its Jim MIDI from BTS X2, but my replays of it have felt more like rediscoveries. The lack of memorability doesn't diminish its fun factor though. Grade B, difficulty B-. Map 9, that sinking feeling. Machete has a spooky side. That sinking feeling opens with a deceptively tricky pairing of Mancubi and zombie men. Working with just the rocket launcher can be tough to shake fireball triangulation and zombie patter simultaneously. The next 2 minutes are...
I was gonna say, yeah, that's an interesting combo. I don't think I've seen or heard of that one yet. Just those two, huh?
Business as usual. Hit this switch, grab some rockets, head down the stairs, and... oh. Making the water lower instantly, rather than with Doom's signature grinding sound, was a great choice. That sinking feeling gets more pronounced when demons start warping into the basin. The alcoves offer no protection. You may be feeling fragile if you couldn't unlock the map's lone green armor, but the best defense is a good offense, and you've got plenty of rockets. It's been a while since I've heard an original Doom MIDI use this effectively. Grade B+, difficulty C+. Map 10, Lords of War. Who doesn't like a worst to first story? Lords of War uses the same setup as Scythe's first episode ended. Load up on supplies, follow the arrow, and dethrone the demons downstairs without falling into lava. Thing is, Eric Alm's map had 6 monsters. A2 Rob's has 52.
Okay.
God damn, that's a lot of royalty. Admittedly, I have helped perpetuate the Baron of Hell's low reputation, but Lords of War makes an impassioned argument for their necessity. With the whole hellish parliament chucking green from the grandstands, this formation of pink bulldozers becomes a serious threat. Barons have a density advantage over their beige brethren. Hell Knights wilt under concentrated rocket fire, so you'd have to place too many of them for the player to move, or keep spawning in more, which would have made the fight too mean or spammy. This is easily the toughest map in the episode, but it's a
Yeah, it's tough to use Barons effectively without it getting really, really, really dull. But, yeah, I mean...
huge energy
that's
surge
decent.
in the Champion remake. Grade A, difficulty B.
Decent at worst, that is. On a bad day, it would be decent. On a good day, it would be probably very effective.
Map 11, Feature Presentation. A play on this being a spiritual sequel, the Scythe's Sneak Peek. Feature Presentation's fiery city block shootout also incorporates the exit structure from Doom 2's Suburbs. There's a rocket launcher tucked away in the poisonous caverns at the start, but I found that only after backtracking in my third playthrough, so it's far from obligatory. With this innocuous movie theater fight at the end,
Is this not a TNT mini?
map title into a double entendre. The archvile Usher is Machete's first. Ironically, Feature Presentation also serves as a sneak peek for TNT Devolution by way of James Paddock's extended remix of Into the Beast's Belly.
Okay, I thought so.
Plus, difficulty C. Map 12, Industrial
The
Revolution.
Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
Alright, Machete Guy, that's enough. Cheery.
That's a good bet. The opening to this reminds me of, the beginning of a Deathless map. I don't remember which Deathless map, but it's one of them. I also gotta hear this bit again. It's still funny.
Difficulty C. Map 12, Industrial
The
Revolution.
Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
Alright, Machete Guy, that's enough. Cheery, freewheeling, and empowering are words I would not use to describe the Industrial Revolution, but Machete Map 12 is all three. It took me far too long to realize that Industrial Revolution is A2 Rob's remake of The Factory. You'd think the Arachnotron Sentries, Red Brick, and number 12 slot would have given it away immediately, but I'm me. Around this point,
But I'm me.
the rocket launcher starts to compete with
That's
the
like my
SSG
catchphrase.
for the workhorse post because you get so many opportunities to splatter paint with explosives. Industrial Revolution's engine won't stall unless you miss the cue to jump to this switch, which releases the blue key. First-timers might struggle with the red key crusher fight if they indulge it. Once you know where to find the escape button, it's a cinch. This is one of Machete's finest.
Clean. That was clean.
High-stepping sandbox shoot-'em-up given a boost by Stewboy's Heartland MIDI. Grade A, difficulty C+. Map 13, Under Surveillance. The bare bones Under Surveillance defaults to Rob's two favorites, concrete and sheet metal, while he focuses on making the title gimmick work. The spare, uncluttered layout gives the helipad queen less real estate to keep her beady little eyes on, but the only fight she complicated for me this time was the cack attack, mostly because I
The
tried to
cack
stir up
attack.
infighting. It didn't work. I think the switch that lowers the red key could telegraph its use more clearly, and the ambush in the water trough is a bit forced, but the nail-biter final fight sticks the landing. Two archviles will push you into a triple-barreled 3D monster printer packed with shotgunners. As you can see, the rocket launcher isn't the
Ooh.
wisest choice, but sometimes making a suboptimal strategy work is more fun than doing it right. Grade
True.
B+, difficulty B-.
Good challenge,
Map
good stuff.
14, Alleyway Aneurysm. I think the title refers to what will happen if you take a left instead of a right at the beginning. The rocket launcher
Yeah.
is surrounded by damaging muck and guarded by a million chain gunners, and if you flee to the armor and medikits, you'll wake up an archvile. The rest of this dense downtown reimagining is much more laid back. A2 Rob's done this a few times now, but I like how he incorporates jumping into his pathfinding. To get the red key, you have to leap into the Mancubus firehouse, then get a running start to reach the flashing light that marks the drop into the sewer. You also have to hop to the Revenant-guarded yellow key tower, and you'll want to prepare the rocket launcher before taking the teleporter to this nasty dead-end mugging. Expect a couple of hoods to pop out of the walls when you pick up the blue key, and that's another alleyway aneurysm averted. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 15, Hardcore Harry. The title takes its name from Hardcore Henry, an action film shot from the first person.
Yeah! Okay, that's what it was. That's a movie I've been meaning to watch, like, forever, because it looks so interesting, and I've just never gotten around to it. Is that movie actually any good?
Protagonist.
I would
I've
like
never
to know.
seen it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't
Damn it!
reference the Inmost Dens, or rather, Bloodbath. A2 Rob's impression of Eric Alm's impression of American McGee has two chaotic fights that you can dunk tank with a secret BFG. The empty Bloodyard brawl with the Cyber Demon would be harmless without the chain gun snipers, and the Archvile bridge battle gets messy if you don't pounce on it, but you'll have a heavy backpack and ample space to retreat if you get in trouble. The utility panel by the regular exit opens a secret key. Use this switch and follow the candles to teleport to the path less traveled. This is the most neutral I've been about a Machete map since level 4, and neutrality is the closest I will get to disliking a map in this Megalod. Grade B.
Fair.
Difficulty B. Map 31, Slayer. To be defeated by the evil Marine,
Oh!
shoot at it until you die. Welcome to A2 Rob's elaborate reimagining of Scythe 2's infamous secret stage. It's a futuristic deathmatch map roamed by 18 turncoat Doom guys. Thankfully, they're less aggressive than Eric's and can be killed in one good SSG blast, but you better believe I'm cracking open this rocket launcher and megasphere secret at the start. I'm out of practice at deathmatch, so pride will just get me killed. Any one of the keys will unlock the regular exit, but just like Scythe 2 map 31, you have to run an ungodly gauntlet on a timer to make it to map 32 legitimately. I gave it 6 attempts before concluding that it wasn't worth getting frustrated at a wad I love to prove a point. Another time, perhaps.
Sure it was!
B plus, difficulty B.
What's everyone's verdict on the Evil Marine, by the way? Because I think some people hate the Evil Marine. Personally, I love him. I love him way more than the Aphrit from Scythe 2. Yeah.
Map 32, running late. A2 Rob fully committed to the Scythe 2 secret map blueprint, taking the opener from his first wad and turning it up to 11. The outdoor
Oh, were these maps included in the Hiding the Secrets video? Because I only like vaguely remember that. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
By itself. So when you see that BFG, you know it's go time.
I like vaguely remember the status bar being in that video, and I vaguely remember the term running late. But from before I saw this video today, just now, I don't know.
The standard map packs
plenty of
punch all by itself, so when you see that BFG, you know it's go time. When the shock of seeing these mighty heaps of monsters wears off, running late becomes quite amusing for its shameless excess and
looks on time to me.
In detail. The original wasn't speed mapped after all. The Hell Knight Stampede and the Poison.
What is the past tense of speed map? Sped mapped? Sped map? Speed? I don't know.
Drainage zone can and should be stirred up with
Jesus
cyber
Christ.
cowboys and skinny ranch hands for one hell of a rodeo, and be prepared for archviles when you get home from the roundup. Overkill has its charm.
I don't like
that
Texas.
This map essentially confirms the existence of an A2 Robiverse, but running late's huge tracts of land and downpours of monsters.
Huge tracts of land. I watched, it's not my first time seeing it, but I rewatched Monty Python and the Holy Grail lately, so that line will continue to make me giggle. Just that term.
Tightness of Machete's best stuff. Grade B+, difficulty A-. Map 16, Rent Due. In today's hellish renting economy, nothing scares demons more than the end of the month. Well, except the sight of Machete Guy wriggling out of the sewer, arguing with the voices in his head. Bucket's paranoid MIDI portends catastrophe, so your heart rate should be climbing as you carve through demon dockwork.
Yeah, that's a good
Kill
MIDI.
the Revenant at the front desk, take his plasma rifle, and get ready to transform that tension into aggression.
That is a new plasma gun sound to me. Oh my god. See, now I'm about to make a case here, okay? Everybody, huddle in. Everybody get close. Everybody listen. What you're watching here with this plasma gun combat, this is identical to the Siege 2 from Hell Revealed 2. Except you can just move more. It's the same thing. It is the same thing.
As plasma rifle fights go, this tenement massacre tops the charts. My god, what a rush. The plasma will always be
It's the same as the Siege 2!
my favorite panic weapon.
I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill that the Siege 2 is a good map.
It does get off me like a long, loud pull on its trigger. And watching this swarm of creeps melt under a white-hot jet stream is the purest incarnation of that feeling. The Revenant and Hellnoble fight down the stretch is another outstanding plasma fiesta, but out here you'll have enough room to keep the palpitations to a minimum. Machete's midsection was listing ever so slightly, but Rent Due grabs the wheel and rights the ship just in time to guide us into the dark side of Episode 2. Grade A-.
Dark side, you say?
difficulty B. Map 17, Paper Cut.
Don't you
This is
hate
about
those?
as close as A2 Rob gets to remaking Scythe shot for shot. Paper Cut, as its title implies, shares a great deal of DNA with Booklords, and while it functions well as a mood builder and thematic shift, the combat is pretty hushed. Get it? Because we're in a library. I'm sorry. I didn't take a picture of the recording until 3 minutes in. I'm second pain elemental surprised me after I fled an obvious ambush. That's this map in a nutshell. Nothing is unexpected, and you're on the honor system to do most of these fights straight up. One measly archvile guards the door here, and one or two well-placed rockets could clear a path back indoors if you wanted to dip from the Revenant Rager. There's nothing unfun about Paper Cut, and I love its chilly transition at the end, but it's the first map to fall short of its Scythe counterpart. Grade B, difficulty C+. Map 18, Abyss Inc. The dark turn Machete's middle episode takes has no precedent in Scythe or Doom 2. Eric Alm sent us to the future, but A2 Rob banishes us to a never-ending work week in purgatory. Despite its down-tempo
I feel like that already.
Icy blackness, Abyss Inc.'s mundane little office space makes me grin, both for how comfortable demons always seem around microwaves and photocopiers, and for the fight set down here. You know where to tell Archie to shove his TPS reports, and this part where the walls come down to reveal Cacos, Revenants, and a Pain Elemental remixes the room nicely.
I need to watch that movie
Plaza's
again, Office
flatness
Space.
offers these red-eyed commuters a lot of angles to shoot from, so there's no shame in a tactical retreat, though you won't have that option in this mandatory pit fight. I kissed the first
Oh, God.
with a rocket and still survived, so it's not too overwhelming. I've always liked Abyss Incorporated. It adds mystery to Machete's world, and I appreciate its white-collar black humor. Grade A-, difficulty B-. Map 19, Mass Defect. Best experienced without a plan or a smidge of patience, Mass Defect's first 2 minutes absolutely light it up. Revenants spring out from every corner, mortar mancubi heave fire at friends and foes alike, specters roam the slime, and when you go for the yellow key, the Air Force rolls in. Take the pain for this hidden megasphere, snatch up the rocket launcher, and carpet bomb the lot of them. A2 Rob brings it home with a double-barreled archvile attack followed by 2 doses of evil Marines in their formal debut. They can't do much in this narrow corridor, but hey, it's supposed to be their tutorial phase. Mass
Fair
Defect
enough.
is a hell of an adrenal stimulant. Grade A, difficulty B. Map 20, Trademarked Science. Trademarked Science is Slaughter Jr. for the curious. It offers the tactile pleasure of pulverizing 264 imps and 100 cacodemons and permits the player to increase the intensity to taste. You're free to run right to the switch at the far end, which releases the big bosses, then slip past everything and throw the caco switch to set off a firestorm that you will absolutely need the BFG and hard-to-find invuln for. I polished off each round piecemeal here, which is the safer, albeit less exciting approach. 5 red Marines guard the exit, but they can only complicate matters as much as you allow them to. This is an easy map to like, and strangely much milder than Lords of War. Grade B+, difficulty C+. How you holding up, Machete guy?
I have reached the promised land. The underground base was starting to stir my head. It was too quiet. Meat, rend the flesh, embrace the cataclysm.
Cool. Let's go. Map 21, holy heck. Oof. Talk about that sinking feeling. I haven't played Death since Dean of Doom's Scythe 2 for good reason. Holy heck tips the scales against you less than Eric Alm's infamous Map 26, offering you health, shells, and an early plasma rifle if you're willing to knock out 4 Revenants. A2 Rob mercifully omits Archviles, but his evil Marine is a wild card. He'll either die inadvertently defending you or zoom past everything and microwave your mug. To the delight of nearly no one, the Aphrid is back. That his health has been halved still doesn't compensate for how overpowered his attacks are.
That's not so bad.
I think Holy heck is a bit derivative.
Like, my least favorite part about the Aphrid was the fact that he had a bajillion health. Which, I mean, he's still tankier than a Baron, so I'm still not happy to see him, but it's not as bad now.
Sanitizing Alm's less sane decisions.
Ooh.
The result is less memorable, but more enjoyable. Grade B, difficulty B. Map 22, Starophobia. That's fear of crucifixes. Even bolstered...
Why? Why is that what that is? Who came up with that term? How is that not the fear of stars? What?
This broken torch secret, I always find a way to get my clock cleaned by Starophobia. The 2 Aphrids marauding the hot canal can flay the megasphere from your back, but it's hard to focus on them under such heavy fire from Arachnos, Mancubi, Revenants, and all the rest. Quieting the first room secures you access to the Red Skull, and this lava fall leads to the 2 other keys. Don't take this teleporter until you're armored up and have a plasma rifle, because the ensuing Archvile assault is a 3rd-degree burn waiting to happen. I love it.
Get it because they use fire?
Equivalent of a kid who touches hot stovetops for kicks. I wish I liked the
No, that's me.
top fight where the encroaching cacos serve as a timer, but failing this kind of fight is frustrating, especially when fleeing and cheesing it is a viable alternative. More Scorchers are on the way, folks. A2 Rob is just getting started.
Good.
B+, difficulty A-. Map 23, Crimson Waves.
Oh, best MIDI.
Essentially one big blowout fight with a twist. Crimson Waves starts with a suicidal infantry battalion charging
Infantry.
the Cyber Demon howitzers. Once they break ranks, it's up to you to penetrate the stronghold, loose the cybers, survive a clash of the titans, and prepare for the final act. But before we get to that, what a cornucopia of references this map is. Count 'em. 1. Death Spells was used in Scythe Map 22. 2. The pop-up Revenant Swarm
Wait, this is map 23, though.
is a mirror image of the one from Scythe Map 24. 3. The
Okay.
Blue Key Teleporter warps you to a parallel dimension a la Wormhole from
Oh!
T Evolution, which also links with this MIDI. 4.
Yeah.
I can't help but associate the water and vine growth with Scythe 2's Jungle episode.
Fair.
I think by now I'd be immune to intimidation by Archvile Swarms and LA Sebin midis, but this last fight still unnerves me. Grade A-, difficulty
Good,
B+.
that's nice.
Map 24, Castle Doctrine. I can't think of a reason why I should like this map. It's generic.
Wait, let me see that again.
4,
I can't
Castle
read that fast.
Doctrine.
Oh, haha.
I can't think of a reason why I should like this map. It's generic green marble and minimally detailed, sets most of its action on narrow parapets that meet at 90-degree angles, peppers you with sniping spiders, and shanks you with evil marines. But I still have a blast every time I boot up Castle Doctrine. It's like Courtyard from Plutonia if you had more space to move and weren't confined to four corners for cover. Rob mandates aggression without letting recklessness go unpunished, but he always offers leeway, escape options, and pick-me-ups afterwards. The rocket launcher is the key ingredient. This map would be a plot if you had to hack away with a super shotty the whole time. This late plasma shootout puts a bow on one of Machete's unexpected gems. Gameplay in this megawad simply does not stutter. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 25, Interloper. Elevated by one of Stuart Rinn's most steadfast and dignified middies, Interloper is an infernal island assault operation that builds intensity as you clamber up its slopes. 3 evil marines patrol the ocean of super lava surrounding the fort,
Of course it is.
work of them and blast your way through the pop-up ambushes until you reach the summit. A pair of Afrits sneakily approach while you're preoccupied with the chaff at the top, so beware. Interloper's wide-open layout cuts 2 ways. It gives you a lot of running room, but you can only take one path back to the center of the island, and flying monsters have free reign to pursue you. Luckily, A2 Rob offers you 2 juicy power-ups to defuse the last 2 fights. Save the invuln for this mess of barons and pain elementals, and you've got a megasphere to prep for or patch up from the last rush of Cacos, Hell Knights, and Revenants. I love Interloper's anticipatory feel, relatively gentle acceleration, and bright combat. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 26, Demonic Real Estate. Demonic Real Estate can be cleanly divided into before and after you get the BFG. Before, you'll be scampering around the block looking for weapons, ducking your evil clone, and taking cover from Revenant and chain gun fire. The
Pretty
dead
neat there's
end
no
with the
floor.
caged chain gunners might be the only room in Machete I consciously dislike due to the awkward angle you have to shoot them from if you don't want to be Tony Montana'd. But if you find this bullseye,
Don't get that
Demonic
reference.
completely makes it up to you. After you make the leap to the central structure,
That one went over my head,
your
but I'm
super
also
weapon,
a baby.
The walls come down and the battle of 5 armies begins.
5
Revenants
armies,
versus
what?
Hell Knights
Oh my
versus
god.
Floating Heads versus Afrits versus you. Watch out for the
Oh.
guarding the exit megasphere, nuke the Afrits ASAFP, and you should be able to
As
coast
fast
to the
as
finish
fucking
line with some
possible,
careful
if I had to
BFG
guess.
tests. Demonic Real Estate leans heavily on its final fight and Resurgence MIDI for persistence of memory, but I'm telling you, every time I come back to one of these maps expecting to be impassive, it zaps me to life. Grade A-, difficulty B+. Map 27, Kingdom
Oh
of
my
Sorrow.
god, what is
A
this?
strange and wonderful surprise. Not since Lost Civilization have I seen such an unexpected twist in a one-man megawad. Kingdom of Sorrow is an ethereal BFG playground, where the objective is to climb 3 towers of revenants while avoiding Cyber Demon rockets. The interplay between Zanzan Zawavea's uncategorizable MIDI, the magic water texture, the invisible candle bridges, and the zany gameplay would have been plenty distinctive, but the coup de grace is this Pac-Man super secret hidden in the damaging void.
That's pretty funny.
Waka, motherfuckers. Kingdom of Sorrow's aura lives in an uncanny valley between
That's pretty good.
threatening and whimsical, and it makes a huge splash after 6 maps of Red Rock and Brimstone. It might not be Machete's signature map, but I'll still remember it years after I put this game down. Grade A, difficulty B. Map 28, Islands. Hell has begun to splinter. Or maybe it's just Machete Guy's psyche tearing itself apart. In any case, the 3 maps leading
You know,
to
I really like the idea of these hell maps, if that's even what this is intending to be. At least in this latter half of episode 3. just having no floor and just being like segmented like this. I really like that idea. That's really neat.
Machete's closer are A2 Rob's most fragmented and experimental. Islands presents you with a triptych of unusual fights that you can take on in any order. The Kingdom of Sorrow reprise starts with a Staircase of Revenants, then releases 4 Archviles, 2 Cybers, 4 Afrits, and a Baron Brigade when you lower the Yellow Skull. This fight always bashes my brains in. The Archviles beg to be dealt with first, but I've gotten blown up so many times trying to erase them that I have to assume I'm doing something wrong. The other 2 fights are kinder and more inventive. Red Skull Island traps you between press boxes of Archviles and Hell Nobles.
Red Skull Island, is Adrian Brody there?
Vials for a span of about 7 rocket pumps. Better save your health, because an Afrit is blocking the way out.
Oh, Jesus.
Blue Skull Island is a pavilion surrounded by 20 damaged lava and respawning Arachnotron turrets. Leave them alone and concentrate fire on the Baron clusters blocking 2 shootable switches. Each one summons 4 evil Marines who will paint the battlefield even greener. This fight is fun because
best
it
color.
insists that you take damage. It sounds counterintuitive, but those who take the fire walk with me will experience liberation.
Jesus Christ, that was a good one. Those who take the fire walk with me. Shout out to Alien Vendetta, and a song, and I think a movie. Wow, that's a good line. However, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. If the intention is to take damage from the damaging floor, that's just gonna piss me off. I don't think this would be a fight that I'd enjoy personally, but I hate damaging floor.
Sounds counterintuitive, but those who take the fire walk with me will experience liberation. Islands might lean a bit overmuch on its hallowed MIDI for atmosphere, but the rousing, surreal, and blistering fights speak for themselves. Grade A, difficulty A. Map 29, Paradise Lost. Hope you're ready for one last round of goosebumps. Paradise Lost is hell's
I think that's a
last
band name.
attempt to break your resolve. An eerie circuit of deja vu that, just like Scythe 2's backward glances, radically ramps up the difficulty. I want to like this map more. It's a cinematic recap of the Megawad that works better than both of Alm's Map 29's, but Paradise Lost is twice as long as the average Machete level and gets unavoidably bogged down in redundancy. These fights don't lack excitement, but shoehorning Scythe 2 exclusives and Cyber Demons into them doesn't make them better either. My 2 favorite moments bookend the map. Seeing the idle Archvile in Map 1 turns my blood to ice, and the evil Marine jump scare by the exit shatters the tension of the empty street. A2 Rob was onto something there. Imagine a cut of this map with hardly any monsters, just you, Lee Jackson's MIDI, and your empty memories. I think if Paradise Lost leaned all the way towards horror, it might have been stronger than this incarnation, which drags on and dilutes its dread with violent intermissions. In the broader scheme of things, my quibble really doesn't matter. Grade B+, difficulty A-.
Seems like my kind of tea.
Seriously Doomed.
Ha,
What a
I get it.
daunting task it is to fill the shoes of Fire and Ice and Haunting Dreams. But here we are, locked and loaded, ready to face the multitudes again.
Wowie.
So, what does Seriously Doomed have that those maps don't? The simple answer is time. 2023 marks 30 years of Doom and 20 years of Scythe. In 2003, Eric Alm borrowed You Suck from Rise of the Triad for his punishing final act, and in 2023, A2 Rob borrowed You Really Suck
From the MIDI pack, right?
Alien Vendetta MIDI pack by Lee Jackson himself for Seriously Doomed. It's fitting that Jackson transformed his Game Over theme into an anthem of bravery. For Doom's faithful, quitting is never an option. Regardless of your opinions on Scythe, Slaughter, or Afrits, this map packs an emotional wallop when you realize that by playing it, you're joining Rob in reaching across a generation to the folks that came before us, players and mappers alike. Don't let your eyes get misty. You've got work to do.
Dude, I hope you realize how good of a writer you are. I hope you never forget that, Mount Pain.
The awe-inspiring Afrit wave is thankfully easier to topple than Alms because the skyscrapers keep them from blowing away and they're individually flimsier. Hopefully the cybers soften them up a bit for you. Melt the last 5 Marines beyond the blue door, and you can teleport to Romero's office and watch evil
Romero's office.
plummet. All I can say is, what a finish.
Oh, that's cool.
Grade A.
That's neat.
difficulty A.
And he's sad!
So, I have only one complaint with Machete. How come we don't get to use one? After de-hacking evil Marines...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought we were... Oh my god, wait. Is Machete Guy going to show up again? I just saw the text screen. Wait. No, yeah, I was expecting a Machete or like a Danny Trejo reference or something.
Efforts into the WAD, changing the fist animation and sound effect would have been a walk in the park. For real though, I don't know if I would move a line def in this Mega WAD. When people talk about the greatest designers of so-called slaughter-light combat, A2 Rob needs to be in the conversation. Machete floats like a cacodemon and stings like a BFG, holding its own against canonical...
Like a BFG.
Valiant, Speed of Doom, Ancient Aliens, Vanguard, and the Scythes, while orbiting at a lower difficulty stratum than any of them. Furthermore, I would argue that Machete's early maps are more entertaining and substantive than most of the...
Oh my god, I just got the name. I just got the reference. I just got it. Oh my god, I just got what I was going for. God, I'm so stupid. Scythe, Machete, haha. God, I hate myself.
Material in those megawads, and it has the highest, lowest grade of any megawad I've reviewed on this show.
Wait, the highest, lowest grade. Oh, I get what it's saying.
Doesn't waste a single map slot, and I couldn't put it down. My final grade for Machete is an A. Difficulty-wise, it'll round out to a B-, which is higher than Scythe, but it should be noted
Eric,
that
almost.
the difficulty curve is significantly gentler, despite what it may have looked like on your screen. Now for my Dean's List. Valedictorian, Map 30. Seriously Doomed. Salutatorian is a tie between...
Is that the first Map 30 Valedictorian? I think it is. I think it is.
Map 12, Industrial Revolution, and Map 28, Islands. Class President, Map 28, Islands, and the dunce cap goes to, I just had to pick one, Map 4, Funko Pop Storage Unit.
Why?
Machete has a very lengthy honor roll, so let me read it. Map 2,
All right.
Knuckle Sandwich. Map 3, Lead Poisoning. Map 6, Hydraulic Mating Press. Map 7, Red Hot Reception. Map 10, Lords of War. Map 14, Alleyway Aneurysm. Map 16, Rent Due. Map 18, Abyss Inc. Map 19, Mass Defect. Map 23, Crimson Waves. Map 24, Castle Doctrine. Map 25, Interloper. Map 26, Demonic Real Estate. And Map 27,
Went on a tear there, yeah.
Sorrow. Thank you very much for watching, and
You're
please
welcome.
feel free to share your thoughts on the WAD down below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll heart your comments to let you know I've read them. Now, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my generous patrons.
That's us! Is there a post-credits scene? Does not look that way.
5. Why BMO Not a Crab, William Huber, and Waukeshack. Thank you. I appreciate you all.
Mount Payne has legs! Look! He had... Oh, it's
Mount
gone. He
Payne
had legs!
27, and I'll see you in the next episode of Dean of Doom.
Okay, well, he said next episode, so that means it's probably not the season finale next. Well, we're getting close to the end of Season 3, which means I guess we're going to learn pretty soon if Season 3 is the end of Dean of Doom or not. I'm anxiously sad. I don't know. I don't know why I'm expecting it to be the end of Dean of Doom, but I hope it's not. I hope there's a Season 4. I predict there's a Season 4, because I feel like there's a lot he hasn't covered that I think he would want to cover. But at the same time, I'm not Mount Payne. Who knows? Well, anyway, that's Machete. That's my reaction to Machete. I'm going to go to bed because it's like 5 in the morning. Good night, friends.